Did you know? Before the name Zimbabwe was settled on, other names for the country including Monomotapa, Matshobana, and Zambezi Republic were seriously considered. So how did one ancient word rise above all others to become the name of a modern nation? For centuries, the land between the Zambezi and Limpopo rivers pulsed with vibrant cultures, kingdoms, chieftaincies, and traditions. But for nearly a century, between the late 19th century to the late 20th century, its identity was overshadowed by a foreign name, Rhodesia. It was a name that paid homage not to the people who built its great civilizations, nor to the land's rich heritage, but to one man, Cecil John Rhodes, the architect of British colonial expansion in Southern Africa. And like many colonial names, Rhodesia reflected conquest and ownership rather than culture and history. And as such, a land with long-established communities honored a European businessman. Yet long before Rhodesia existed, the word Zimbabwe already kind of existed. The word comes from the Shona phrase, Zimbabwe, which means houses of stone and is used as reference to the massive stone structures at Great Zimbabwe and other ruins across Zimbabwe. These architectural wonders were proof of African statehood, trade, political and social organization centuries before colonial rule. And above all, they were powerful counter-narrative to colonial myths that denied Africans had the capacity to build monumental achievements. Now, as the winds of change swept across Africa in the mid-20th century, the call for independence grew louder, and with it, there was a need for a new name that truly belonged to the people. While many voices yearned for a new identity, a pivotal figure in cementing the name Zimbabwe was Michael Mawema. Mawema, a pioneering Zimbabwean nationalist and the founding president of the National Democratic Party (NDP) in 1960, drew inspiration from the colonial prestige of the Great Zimbabwe ruins to replace the colonial name Rhodesia. Mawema's proposal resonated deeply with the burgeoning nationalist movements. Leaders like Joshua Nkomo, Robert Mugabe, Dabaningi Stole, amongst others, embraced the name. The name Zimbabwe became a rallying cry, the shared vision for a liberated future, as it signified unity, a break from the colonial past, and a return to indigenous identity and pride. The official name was crystallized in the final days before independence. On December 20th, 1979, the Zimbabwe Act was enacted, and its role was to grant the new nation fully responsible status as a republic. And on the 18th of April 1980, the newly christened country of Zimbabwe was born. The naming of Zimbabwe was a powerful act of decolonization. It dismantled settler identity and gave the nation a foundation of ancient achievement. The name became a symbol of unity, a banner under which diverse ethnic groups could coalesce and find common ground in a past embodied by the majestic houses of stone. Today, the name Zimbabwe feels familiar, almost like it was a given, like it was inevitable the nation would be named Zimbabwe. But it was not inevitable. It was a name chosen amongst various other names tabled by nationalists. Amongst the proposed names were Monomotapa, after the historical Mutapa Empire, Zambezi Republic, after the Great River, and Matshobana, after Mzilikazi's father. But ultimately, it was the name Zimbabwe that was chosen, a name drawn from stone walls and ancient memory and carried into present day as a symbol of nationhood. Now, if you had been tasked with naming this country at independence, what name would you have chosen to represent all Zimbabweans? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And while at it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And 2, there are many other interesting tidbits on Zimbabwe on this channel. Please be sure to check them out. With that, goodbye and till next week.